Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to another episode of Mountains into Memories. Except for today, in today's episode, we are not going to be climbing mountains. We're going to be taking you to the beach. So let's get packed up and let's get going. See it? So friends, tomorrow we're going to be leaving for Cape Henlopen State Park, which is one of the Delaware beaches. Then Friday, there's a ferry that goes over to Cape May. So we're going to take the bicycles over to the ferry. We'll take the bikes on the ferry over to Cape May, and then we can bicycle around Cape May. So we got to get these packed up. Some of you may remember that when we bought this truck, a big part of why we bought this truck and why we went with a bed slide and all this stuff was so that we could take bicycles with us easier. We used to put them in the camper. And it's funny because we haven't done any bicycling this year. So we have no idea how William is going to do on a bike. We don't know how the two kids are going to do in the trailer together. So this ought to be interesting. But I'm also trying to remember how I packed this last year when we went to Chigatig. So let's see if we can't figure this out here. Friends, when I first went about this and was researching and trying to figure out what to do for the bicycles, I kind of thought that this was going to be the be-all, end-all way to do bicycles. I'm not sure yet. The jury's still out. But they do fit, and they do go in there. You cannot put quite as much stuff in there with them as I originally had hoped. We got to get dog crates in here yet. The bike trailer for the kids has to go in here. So a couple things yet to go in. I think we'll manage to make it work. Well, friends, we've made it to Cape Henlopen State Park here in Delaware. We're going out to eat somewhere currently. I don't remember where, but I'll show you.
Some sort of brewery, the Oyster or something brewery.
Supposedly there's a playground there for the kids, so it sounds like a good place.
It is a long drive. So we're ready to just get to our dinner and be out of the truck for a little bit. Oh, camper's still coming in.
Alright, so friends, this place is called the Big Oyster Brewery. You can see it behind me. We got a parking space, so hopefully that means we're going to get in. It's a Thursday night, so hopefully it's not too crowded. And hopefully we can get something good to eat after a long road trip. Friends, this place is pretty cool. They've got play area for the kids, games and stuff. Definitely a lot of beers that they make here. I haven't got to try anything yet, but I think we're ordering it right now, so I'll tell you how it goes. waiting to board. So friends, they do want you to be here. Ours is the 8:45 ferry, but they want you to be here at least half an hour early. So it's like 8:15 now. It was kind of a rush to get over here. And then we're coming back at 2 o'clock, so it should be all right. But right now they're gonna be getting all the cars off of it, and then we should be able to board.
This is cool. I'm excited to go over. It's gonna be an hour and a half-ish ride, so hopefully we see some dolphins. That's what I'm looking forward to.
So it was probably really tough to see, but there were 2 bald eagles on that red post back there that I just shown you. So far, it seems like the water's pretty calm, so we shouldn't have any issues with seasickness. At least so far so good anyway. But we got like an hour and a half to get over to Cape May. And then we'll probably be one of the last people to be able to get off the ferry because they gotta get all the cars and stuff off before we can get our bikes off. It's a beautiful morning to be out on the water. So friends, right over that way, I believe is Cape Henlopen State Park, where we're camping. And this peninsula out here is like a restricted area that you can't access because there's endangered species of wildlife. This area right here. Friends, off in the distance over there is a lighthouse that we're going to be taking you to. I don't think it's going to be too far of a bike ride, but it's tough to say. The boat ride was good. Nobody got sick, so that's good. And I'm sure we'll be the last ones to get off the boat. It is packed with cars, and so like right now you can't even get to the bikes. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day over here at Cape May in New Jersey. It's been a long time since I've been in New Jersey, so it should be interesting.
Oh. Wow!
Oh, dolphins right there.
I knew we'd see dolphins. I knew it.
Where the other one went?
They're to the starboard side. There's one right in there. Look, there it is. Yeah. That was a little one. That must have been a baby.
Friends, we have made it over to Cape May, the state park here where the lighthouse is. You can see the lighthouse behind me. It was a 7-mile bike ride to get over here, and I highly recommend that you use your GPS on your phone or whatever to get yourself over here, because it's not a straight shot, and I honestly don't believe that we would have ever found it if we hadn't done with the GPS. It's fairly flat, so it's really not too strenuous of a bike ride, but like I said, it is 7 miles. It's 7 miles back now that we got to do to get back to the ferry, and then of course it's 2 miles from Henlopen to the ferry. So we've already done essentially 10 miles, so if you're doing it the way we did, just be prepared for that. It's not a very scenic bike ride either. So if you like ornate houses and high-end landscapes, it's not a bad ride. I do appreciate that kind of stuff, but I also don't feel right about filming people's houses. So that's why I really didn't show you anything along the way. But like I said, we're here more for nature and the lighthouse and some interesting stuff over here at Cape May State Park here in New Jersey. Friends, we did all 199 steps of the lighthouse. Now we are in search of World War II bunker. I think that's what it is anyway. Bunker from something. And I believe we've found it. Well, I was hoping for some sort of sign that says what this might be, but there is nothing. So if you know what it is, drop us a comment and let us know what it is. It has to be World War II. I mean, it definitely looks like World War II or some Cold War era stuff. But it's cool. Just don't know what it is. Alright, so we found someone here with some knowledge of what that is. It is Battery 223. And it was built for World War II, so I was right about that. And it was built to sustain fire from aircraft or naval vessels. Never really was used for anything, because by the time they completed it, the war was pretty much dwindling. And it was pretty much over by then. So it's pretty cool. It'd be cool if you could go inside. But anyhow, as it relates to the ferries, you want to make sure you give yourself plenty of time between your two ferries, because if you're coming over here anyway, it's a 45-minute bike ride over and then 45 minutes back. So that's an hour and a half. But we almost booked an earlier ferry to leave, and that would have been a terrible mistake. So, because you do have to make reservations for the ferry, you cannot just walk on. I guess that's COVID-related policies still in effect, because Rachel said when she did this with her parents years ago, you basically just could walk on, so it's no big deal. But we have reservations. I think it's 2:15 or 2:45, but either way, especially if you have bikes, you got to be the first on the ferry and the last off, so that makes it take even longer. But this would be an ideal thing if you have e-bikes, because obviously that makes it easier to get over here and back. Because I actually would have liked to have spent maybe some more time here. There are some neat trails and things that you could do, but we do not have the time to do it. So we are headed back to the ferry. There is a sign here talking about what this is. At the time it was constructed, it was over 900 feet from the ocean, built of reinforced concrete. The roof and walls are 6 feet thick. Erosion and storms have washed away the land beneath it. So basically there's not much left holding it up other than these pylons, which were meant to stabilize it. But it was built in 1941, so that's why it was basically, the war was just about over by the time this was actually finished.